That should be continued. All right. So what we're gonna go over today, I want to show you the behavior of the left. And it is just so disgusting how these people are for having an opinion. For people that are claiming that they hate to see fascism and blame Trump for a bunch of shit. Yeah, some of these leftists are some of the most vile humans on earth. And it's really, really sad. Let me show you a conversation that I sparked up on Facebook. I'm very controversial, I guess, just from speaking my mind. I'm interested in nothing but the truth. And if the truth sets you free, then I must be free as a bird because I'm gonna tell you right now, no, this is wild. So I lost a few friends just from having an opinion, and the way I went about having my opinion at first when all of this stuff started happening, considering all the current events. It was brash. Some people saw it as hateful. I put a personal video out for my friends and family so they can understand where I'm coming from. But, some people just don't care. They're already so far gone. There's no helping them. Some people just literally have their mind up. Like their mind is made up, and no matter what you say, it's not going to make a difference. And in my opinion, like if you are an intelligent person or literate in specific subjects, if you cannot spar with someone because of their opinion, no matter what the opinion is, especially here in the United States of America, we're the only country where you can say things and you can say whatever you want. It depends. I mean, you can't threaten people and, promote violence and stuff, which I totally agree with. But if you can't spar with someone over an opinion, then you have a low IQ. I'm sorry. If you cannot navigate through an argument or a debate or a conversation and you allow a word to just trigger you, I wouldn't say a low IQ. I would say more so. I can't find a word right now, but I want to just show you this before we get into current events, like what's happening today, etc. A lot of, I mean, at this point, every day you wake up, there's something new. And as sad as it is, it's important to talk about, very important to talk about, especially with your friends and family and even strangers, because you want to know where people's heads are at. And not only that, you want to try to offer solutions. We need more solutions than we need a lot more solutions than people just complaining all the time. Complain, 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 no solution. So I want you to see this disgusting comment that a friend made. Now, it wouldn't bother me if it was a stranger, but this was my supposed friend. And all I'm going to say to people, if you ever invite yourself to my page, you send me a friend request, and I sounded like a child, like a friend request, a friend a friend request. Yes. And you're just on there going after like you're so negative. I put out so many different posts. I'm more so on the funny side. I don't like taking things too serious unless it needs to be taken serious and or if it's a really serious conversation. And I noticed that there's a lot of people which I got rid of. I deleted and blocked even their phone number. Because I don't want anything to do with people like that are just always willing to chime in when there's something negative or have something negative to say. And if they don't agree with it, it's even worse, per se. But I put out a whole bunch of posts and they always wait for something to like attack me with. If you don't like me, get off my fucking page. It's that simple. I don't understand this shit. Like, I'm not going to be someone's friend on Facebook or whatever, which I have a very small friends list and it keeps shrinking, thank God, because you say something and it brings out the beast in people, their true identity, what's been hiding inside the entire time. because it doesn't just happen off of a word, right? These people that insult you, especially the ones that are close to you and the people that actually know you and your true character, from all the good that I've done, one little post will just send someone flying off the handlebars. But it's not really just a post. It's that deep hatred that they had for you the entire time. And it's okay. Look, I can accept the fact that people don't like me. And that's a part of life, bro. All right. There's people who like me, love me. There's people who dislike me or hate me. I don't see why you would hate me. What the fuck would you hate me for? What reason would you have to hate anyone for putting a post out? But as I said, it's just something that's deep inside. First of all, they're very unhappy with themselves. No one just comes out and starts insulting people the way I was just insulted by someone that I've known for a long time. And it doesn't break my heart. It doesn't surprise me. I'm just glad I caught them, like the snakes in the grass. Like I want them out, you know, just like the illegal immigrants that have taken full advantage of our country. That get the fuck out. It's very simple. So the post that I put out 3 days ago looks like it was 6:48. The time is important. It was PM. So, around that time, the majority of Americans who drink are drinking, right? And sometimes the alcohol can sneak up on you and bite you in the ass. It's done it to me for millions of times. So, as you can see here, what I'm reading. So, if you're a law enforcement, you cannot protect yourself and shoot someone that's attacking you or causing bodily harm, according to 50% of public opinion, right? Because that's what it is. That's important. 50% of public opinion says one thing and the other says the other thing. So, you cannot take your opinion and feel like the entire world should feel that way. No, that's like childish behavior to even begin to think that way. So again, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have cut it off. So if you're law enforcement, you cannot protect yourself and shoot someone that's attacking you or causing bodily harm, according to 50% of public opinion. But it's okay that thugs in the hood just shoot randomly and kill an innocent child. Got it. You guys are superstars. Like, you guys are superstars. I want to see y'all bring that same energy into the hood, and then I'll take you serious. It's like the Black Panthers when they were approaching ICE agents. You know they have a chain of command. You know they can't just pop you in the mouth if they wanted to, but go to the hood with that same shit and watch you get popped in your mouth real quick. And I'm not condoning violence. I'm just telling you the reality of the situation. I don't believe in gruesome murders, but if you try to attack a lion or, talk shit to a lion or whatever, just stand in front of a lion's presence and he feels like a threat, you are going to be devoured violently. So this is just the realities that I'm talking about. So a buddy of mine, he posted a picture of the two magazines and the firearm. I think that's a Sig Sauer, I believe. And, I just put these people are so stupid, which they are. I blame the media and the leaders. So listen to the language that I'm using, right? I'm not attacking anyone. I'm just saying that if you're a law enforcement and if I'm on the streets, I have a concealed weapons permit. Someone throws a deadly object at me, I have the right to shoot you down. And not like after the fact, you have to try to stop. Right. So if someone is holding a bat to you and they're like, I'm going to swing it at you and I tell you to put it down, if I feel like I'm in a deadly situation, first of all, I'm going to try to get away from it for sure. But if he's chasing you and then keeps throwing stuff at you and then tries to throw something at you and your daughter's there, you can shoot them. And it's not that anyone wants to. You have to stop threats. It's simple. It's a simple thing. So, humans are like animals. All right. We are animals. We're just highly intelligent. And you're not going to allow an animal to come into your house and attack your family. You're not going to allow it. You're going to put them down. So if you just listen to the framework that I'm doing here, I'm not trying to be confrontational. I'm just stating my opinion. These people are so stupid. And when I say stupid, I mean like you're lacking a high level of intelligence. If you're bringing a firearm to a protest and then you're going to put yourself in a confrontational situation, which you're taught not to. If you get your concealed weapons permit, maybe they didn't teach him, but you're taught not to do that stuff. Excuse me. I can't wait for my studio to get set back up because uh it's annoying. All right. So these people are so stupid. I blame the media and the leaders because these are all NPCs like zombies, like non-playable characters. You know, it's like, media said go out and march. You're just listening to the media and act like a bunch of fucking monkeys because monkey see, monkey do. Monkey see, fucking monkey do. What the hell are these people doing? But we're about to get into what's current and now the reaction of the government and what's taking place. So we're going to move forward with this comment. And this is where I guess an old friend of mine at this point, I'm pretty sure you're a fucking, wait, I'm pretty sure you are a fucking moron who just regurgitated what you are told. I hope something like this doesn't happen. Hold on. Oh, no, no, no. I skipped it. So let's go to the first before the comment before this, which is right here, and then we'll go back. So this is what after I made the post, I guess someone got upset. So as you can see, it's the day after, but it's in the middle of the night, or like early in the morning, like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. So and knowing this guy, he's already far gone drunk and wasted, like gone. So Trump would probably let you guys suck his dick if you asked him. Fucking tools. I don't know what Trump has to do with any of what I said, first of all. And second of all, I was making an actual statement that you could have responded to. Instead, you just went into this Trump derangement syndrome and let it take over your fucking brain. So then an actual buddy of mine replied, I'm pretty sure the incident happened between a federal immigration enforcement officer and a dumbass that thinks he's above the law. True. I don't believe Trump was there, although he is living in your head rent free. Comments like that, especially when you're in a drunken state of mind, you already know it's going to trigger someone. And this dude is funny by nature. Um, he really isn't. The dude that fucking lost his mind. He really isn't. You fucking idiots who support anything he says and does. No, I don't. I'm very critical on Trump. You go to any one of my videos and see how critical I am of Trump, even my past posts. So that right there just tells you a lot about how much he knows what he's talking about. Um, Fuck you too, bro. Like, okay, did you say fuck? So you fuck, like, what? What the hell? Like, fuck you too, bro. I don't care how much I like you, ignorant ass. I don't got time for drama. What's wrong is wrong, and this shit is wrong. You don't have time for drama, but you're sitting here just berating people for something you have no understanding of. So, and then, he continues, motherfucker, anyone who knows me, I don't give a fuck about politics and refuse to talk about it while you're talking about it right now and giving a fuck because fucking idiots like you repeat this bullshit. Repeat what? You're not being specific, so you lost me there. What's wrong is wrong. What's wrong is wrong. Learn to think for yourself for once. That's all I gotta say. Go fuck yourself. For what reason? Who knows? I don't even know what he's emotional about because he won't elaborate. So this is how I responded. Because if you're gonna come at me or my people or whoever, at least, give some details on what you're talking about because I don't know what the fuck you're talking about right here. So this is when it carries on. I'm pretty sure you're a fucking moron who just regurgitated what you are told. I hope something like this happens to someone you care about. Piece of shit. Now, at any point that I would never say that to anyone. I would never even dream of that shit happening because, as I said before, this stuff has happened to my family members. I lost a lot of family in New York from gun violence, and I almost lost, further family from gun violence. Shit, I almost been shot. I've been held up at gunpoint. Um, Too many times. Well, one I was held up, and then another time I was threatened while these dudes pulled out weapons, but then I realized later on that it wasn't loaded. Once I, started putting the pieces together, thank God, because they probably would have shot me. They were just trying to intimidate me because when he cocked it, it was nothing in the chamber. It was like the dude that's sitting down trying to be a badass with a 22 rifle recently, and the magazine is just completely empty. So, I guess something happened where he's just like, "Oh wow, delete my response every time, eh? Guess you proved my point. What point?" And then, I said, "Yeah, another social warrior, tough guy. Enough said. I heard it. Okay, you said what you had to say. Heard what you got to say. Enough said." And as my buddy, I guess he was continuing. I forgot what he put because something got deleted. His wife probably told him to delete it. But I told him, don't pay people like this any mind. Words hurt them. There's no reasoning with low IQ people. If you're jumping on a timeline and just like berating people and saying that you hope that people get shot, you know, because I feel a certain way for my opinion, which I never said that Daniel, what's his name? The guy, I forget his name. The Preddy guy, the nurse, the guy who got shot and killed by ICE. I never said he deserved it. I just, like I never said he deserved it. I never said that he should have gotten shot because of what he did. Not once that came out of my mouth. Not one time. And when you can't spar with people with words, the next level to that is fighting. And I literally don't have time for that. So here it is, Victor Ramirez laughing my ass off. I'll be seeing you around, Vic. All right. You're gonna see me where? Is that supposed to be a threat? I think he was really careful with these words because he could have went further, but maybe he does go further. Let's see. 45-year-old fucking DoorDasher, and I'm ignorant. I didn't say you're ignorant. I said you have a low IQ, first of all. And I choose my words very wisely. Second of all, I'm not 45. I'm definitely 41. So you jumped my years by four. And DoorDashing, I love my job. I even created a company as an alternative that I'm just waiting to launch so I could get everything together. I love my fucking job. Why are you making fun of my job? What does that have to do with anything? And if I reported your ass to ICE, they'd shoot your brown ass too. You're gonna stand up for whatever. So you're gonna report me to ICE for what? Their immigration enforcement. I'm definitely more native than most of the people I know. We Taino Indians from Puerto Rico. I should have said it the real way. Taino Indians from Puerto Rico. I can't speak Spanish because I haven't been around my family. I've been traveling, away from my culture. I left at a young age. So, and it's funny because a lot of people, when I'm online and playing video games and stuff, or just talking to people over the phone, they automatically assume that I'm white, which technically I am Caucasian. But again, I'm more native than most of you people. We were here first. We was here before you, but not like the actual Native Americans. So, um, this is when, violence, it could erupt to violence. And that's why I told them I'm asking all my people not to respond to this guy. Let him talk. It's only words, because that's all it is. What are you going to do? Oh, I'm going to get you. No, you're going to get me. I'm going to get you. No, when I see you, it's like, dude, you're not going to see me. Hopefully, I never see you. God damn. People like that just need to be excommunicated out of your life. You don't need anybody like that in your life ever. And don't ever feel you need to keep friends like that. There's billions of people in the world. Don't let that take energy away from you. If anything, I do get concerned sometimes because, I do have to go out in public and I hope someone is not stupid enough to try to attack me in public or whatever, which some people are that stupid. And hopefully for this guy, I hope he's not that stupid. Because what's the outcome? I put a post out, so now you're willing to either cause bodily harm to someone or lose your life. And then if you do cause bodily harm off of someone because I said you have a low IQ, and hey, you can't win every fight, right? Are you gonna go to jail for the rest of your life for what? You know what I'm saying? For words? That's why I said words hurt. So let's get into some clips of current events. I just wanted to get that out the way and just show people further why I moved to the right and why I am consider myself like a Republican, but not really, because I still feel kind of moderate because I can't just take one side. So I don't even know how you would categorize that. So just moving forward. Let's go to, I think I have it pulled up here. Yeah, it's right here. All right, so let's share these videos and what's current right now. Um, we are going to start with Osman or Megan Kelly. You want to do Megan Kelly first? All right, let's do Megan Kelly. I'm going to use the restroom. Let's hear what she has to say. And yeah, it's you see what I'm saying though with the text messages or the chats. It's just like you can't have an opinion. These people are so interested in Trump being a fascist and all that shit, but the minute you say something that's out of line from their world views, they fucking lose their minds. They want to shut you up and they want you dead. That's clear as day. I don't know if he really meant that, but maybe he did. You know, you want someone to shoot my brown ass? Hey, come on, man. That's so childish. And that's why I don't even entertain it. It was like, have a good day, brother.
Let's just do it this way. Can we play Natalie Portman? Natalie Portman is super upset. I'm going to show you some breaking news about the man she's crying over. But here's Natalie Portman.
What's going on in our country right now is absolutely horrific with what the federal government, Trump's government, Kristi Noem, ICE, what they're doing is really the worst of humanity. And then we also have the best of humanity for the way people are showing up for each other in community and Americans coming out to support each other and protect each other and fight against injustice. So I could not be prouder to be American right now by the way the Americans are acting. And I could not be sadder to be American right now with the way the government is behaving.
Sorry, I'm getting a little emotional because it's really been, it's such a horrible day. It's been a horrible week. And it's very joyful to be at a film festival. And
Can you imagine someone like her, Natalie Portman, rich as can be, super movie star? She feels uncomfortable being in the United States. But you know what's rich right now? It's that people don't realize she's an actress. Hello. Of course she could cry on cue.
and in a creative community celebrating film together. But what is happening in our country is just obscene, and what Trump and Kristi Noem and ICE are doing to our citizens is, and to undocumented people is outrageous and needs to end.
Okay. No one gives a shit about Natalie Portman's political opinion, but
No
she's
one does.
representative of these far left loons, the Karen Intifada that we've been watching in Minneapolis. And that was after we learned about the death of Alex Preddy on Saturday. She managed to gin up some tears. She's
All right, let's get to the point here, Megan.
and had documented details about Alex Preddy before he was shot to death on Saturday. It is unclear how Preddy first came to the attention of federal authorities, but sources that
Get to
day
the point, Megan.
he thought he was going to die, said the source. Preddy was later given medication consistent with treating a broken rib, according to the records reviewed by CNN. So they have confirmed that he was in some sort of an altercation with ICE, leaving him with his broken rib.
Yes. You know, Megan Kelly looks good for her age. Yeah, of course we could say, oh, makeup, it does wonders. But no, she's a beautiful, beautiful lady. Gets on my nerves sometimes, but you know, I get on other people's nerves too. So what the hell? All right, let's go to Osman. Let's see what's cracking over here. A little 2-minute clip. What you got, Osman? What you got, dog?
The Minnesota State Police now is finally cooperating.
Damn it, I do this to him all the time. I'm so sorry, buddy. I'm so sorry. Covering your face. Disrespectful. My bad, dog.
And working with ICE. This is also another big reason why the Eighth Circuit Court has sided with Trump. The panel said that the video showed much of the protest conduct was not wow. Minnesota State Patrol moves in to arrest protesters. Here we go.
You are now under arrest. Please sit down and wait for instruction.
That's right.
It's just the way they started running. It's funny. And there's apparently a lot of Minnesotans voted for Trump. And if that's the case, you have a lot of officers here that were probably itching, could not wait to move in. And for them to move in now is like beyond pathetic, first of all. And second of all, why you want to conduct an investigation when you weren't even there in the first place? They're saying like we need to let our local law enforcement investigate. Yeah, you should have been there. Then you would have had the floor, and it wouldn't have happened.
This is all they had to do. And also keep in mind, this is all that had to happen this entire time.
Less lethal devices.
Look at that. That's the only thing that needed to happen.
You have 1 minute to disperse. If you continue to obstruct, resist, or interfere with the police officers, you'll be in violation of Minnesota State statute, obstructing a legal process.
So they used an LRAD.
This is a
So can you imagine the relief these ICE agents have right now? Like, dude, this is not right what we're doing to our American people. And if you're American and you're putting yourself in that situation, you're putting yourself in that situation. These ICE agents are just going out there to arrest criminals. They're going out there to arrest people that don't belong in the country. You're not doing it to American citizens. The only times they go hands on American citizens is when American citizens put them in harm's way. And yes, there's collateral damage in anything in life. Nothing will be perfect. So yes, they will detain Americans by accident, return them, and then, we'll take it from there.
of the long-range acoustic device LRAD. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Rioters in complete disbelief that the city and state police are arresting them. Panic setting in among the ringleaders as they realize what's coming for them. No-fly lists, debanking, asset seizure, surveillance, informants, pre-dawn raids, federal indictments. Leftist protesters have stormed outside Tim Walz's office in Minnesota, furious that he's starting to cave to President Trump and Tom Homan.
These people are so stupid. These are some of the dumbest fucking people in the United States. They're so interested in political shit. Like, if anybody else was doing this, and I'm going to show you a video, if anybody else was doing this, wouldn't be a problem. Because Trump is doing it, obviously, huge problem. Orange man bad. This is just fucking unbelievable.
Man. It's too bad.
Don't y'all have jobs? And you know what would be really cruel, really quick, is if they used the water cannons. Oh, brother. I'm glad they didn't, because that's just over the top. But imagine if you had someone in charge that wasn't really thinking, and they're like, get out the water cannons, and like, oh shit, I forgot it's freezing. Yeah.
Yep, so they're out there, they're even mad at him. I think that really goes to show whether, something was actually positive or not. Oh, this is President Trump called out Tim Walz for doing a complete 180?
Conversation with Governor Tim Walz. This man has suggested that this is a modern-day Gettysburg. He has likened his situation to
All right, so we're going to move on to the next one because I don't want to take too much away from Osman. He's his own working man. I'm just taking clips right now because they're taking clips. So I'm taking their clips that they took of clips of someone else's clips. I'm just joking, dude. Osman, you're awesome, dude. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for what you do. You're using your platform for a very important topic, and that's important. All right, what's next? We're not going to do that yet. We'll watch that in a second. But, like I was saying, depending on who it is, right? It's crazy. This is where I lost. I'm not going to say respect because I'm always going to respect people. But I had a really good friend that I guess just got rid of me because of my opinion, calling me hateful and all that, which is fine. I'll take it. I'm a big boy. They were all about Obama. I said something about Obama one time, and they told me that it broke their heart because I had a critical opinion about Obama. Okay. What changed? what changed? Like, how were you thinking rationally then in 2014? And now the entire party that was doing the same thing Trump is doing now, except Obama's more charming. That doesn't mean anything. It's like having a beautiful, sexy, gorgeous wife that's batshit crazy. But she's sexy though. So this dude is doing the same shit, but he's charming. And he's a black man. Well, no, he's half black and half white. If you say that, people get upset. Why? Why? So like I've seen like people that are albino or that are actually light skinned, but they're half black and they get zero respect. But because of his skin color, he gets praise from like he's the second coming since fucking Genghis Khan. I don't know. I didn't want to say Christ because no one, compares to Yeshua. No one. So let's hear what Mr. Obama has to say.
You'll be deported. If you plan to enter the U.S. illegally, your chances of getting caught and sent back just went up. The actions I'm taking are not only lawful, they're the kinds of actions taken by every single Republican president and every single Democratic president for the past half century.
I think we got to have tough conditions. Tell people to come out of the shadows. If they've committed a crime, deport them. No questions asked. They're gone.
All Americans, not only in the states most heavily affected, but in every place in this country, are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens.
Were those motherfuckers sleeping? Hold on a second. Whoa, 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 whoa.
The jobs they hold.
I'm not saying that they are sleeping. It looks like they're sleeping. I know there's no cell phones in their hands, right? And look at her. She's just like, oh my God, we got to sit here for a State of the Union. Yeah.
Might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on our taxpayers. That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before, by cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens. In the budget I will present to you, we will try to do more to speed the deportation of illegal aliens who are arrested for crimes.
Where's Monica? I'm done listening to him. And then I bumped into this. I actually saw this video earlier. I did record it like as a solo thing, but we'll give this guy some love. Let's see what he got to say.
This aired in 1994 and it still hits the nail on the head.
It is my esteemed pleasure to introduce Mr. and Mrs. Donald Trump. It's the Donald! Oh my God!
Look, folks.
God, dude, I absolutely loved that. I absolutely loved that show, bro. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air growing up, dude, that hit like so hard.
Before we go too far, I've got something to tell you.
Excuse me, but I've got something to tell you first. Thank you for ruining my life!
Ashley!
What did you do?
Everybody's always blaming me for everything.
This aired in 1994.
And it's so funny because it's true, dude. I'm glad people are bringing it to light. That's important, man. It's important. All right, Megan, we already saw you. We'll save these for last. And let's listen to what he has to say.
U.S. Border Patrol Commander-at-Large Greg Bovino. Thank you for being here. Sir, you are still in Minneapolis, and I want to get to a lot of questions that we have that are unanswered. First and foremost is that Alex Preddy...
Can you freaking pause for a second? Mamma mia. This lady right here, if you ever wanted to, she should be the definition of a fucking traitor, bro. Right there. Her face should just point right up. CNN is the most biased fucking news network. It's crazy. It drives me nuts, dude. And Fox News, they're biased too. I feel like they're more realistic and what's the word that I'm looking for? It's just I've said this before. They're easier. It's a easier pill to swallow because of the way they present the news. They may be condescending, but they actually come with objective facts. These people are deliberately just like lying. They deliberately fucking lie, and they know that they're liars. They're just paid so well. What's the price for treason? These people are so dishonest, bro. They're fucking lie. It drives me crazy because I do not like liars. And that's why, it's hard for me to say that, I'm a registered independent. And I know I've said, oh, I'm a Republican now. And a lot of that was out of emotion, but I don't want people to think, or I could give two shits of what you think, but I don't want to convince myself that I'm so far right that I'm just gonna not criticize the right when they do things wrong. Okay? At all. Like, no, it's not fair to yourself. Fuck what everybody else thinks. Be honest with yourself. How the fuck is she able? Is she's either a robot, some kind of fucking clone, or just like hypnotized? Because I can't see how people can be human beings, deliberately lying to the people to create an uproar to have situations like this occur.
Approached Border Patrol agents with a 9mm semi-automatic handgun. I want to go back to one of the videos.
And yo, okay, just let her talk.
I know you can see it there, and I want to ask you about what you're seeing, because multiple angles of this incident.
My point is that everybody's like, take the guns away, and now suddenly they're pro, Second Amendment. It's fucking disgusting. This is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. These people are so fucking dishonest, bro. It's disgusting. They want the 2A gun. They want all these weapons of mass destruction or assault rifles or whatever off the streets. And now because it falls in their favor, he should have had the right to carry a firearm. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Show him holding up a cell phone and recording it, not a gun. Did he at any point pull out his weapon?
Dana, good morning, and thanks for having me.
Be honest.
The weapon, and we do know that the suspect did bring
That was a yes or no question.
a weapon.
You see what I'm saying? I could be very critical of the right. That was a yes or no question, bro. Hey, bro.
A loaded 9mm high-capacity handgun to a riot. We do know that. As far as what happened in that intervening moment with the video that you just showed, that's going to come to light through the investigation. That's being investigated, and those facts and those questions will be answered soon enough.
Okay, but the Homeland Security Secretary is not waiting for that investigation to take place before saying that Alex Preddy was, quote, brandishing a weapon. Let's go to video 7.
He was not.
Because, of course, you know this far better than I. The definition of brandishing is waving or flourishing something, especially a weapon, as a threat or an anger and excitement. That's just a still photo of what Alex Preddy appears to be holding. There is nothing that we have seen that showed him, as Secretary Noem said, brandishing a weapon. Have you, sir, seen something different to support what the Secretary said?
Dan, I think what we need to take a look at here is the situation in its totality. What happened?
I do wonder if anyone saw his firearm. Because when I carry mine, you can't see it. You'll never know I'm armed. You'll never know I'm armed. And even when I'm, doing my deliveries and stuff, I make sure that I'll show you real quick. So like with this, I make sure when I'm doing deliveries and I know I'm going to be active, or if I have to take like one of my sweaters off because we're in the middle of the winter right now, and sometimes when I'm shopping and stuff, I have to take my shirt off. I make sure that my t-shirt is tucked under here and holds it because it's a pretty strong. I've had this thing for years. Um, Make sure that the my t-shirt is under here so it won't pull my shirt up because I never want anyone to know that I'm armed. I used to open carry, but as time went on, I started learning that that's a very stupid thing to do. The only time that you should be opening carrying is if there's sometimes I do put it on my waist where it's accessible if I'm delivering in the middle of the woods, because you never know. Like, the least of my concerns when I'm making deliveries is a human. My main concern is a wild animal because we are in the middle of the fucking woods. You know where I'm located. So I want to make sure it's accessible really quick. And I try to make sure that the door cam, because everybody has a door cam, mostly everyone. That makes no sense. Most of the people that I deliver to, they have a door cam, and I don't want them to see that I'm armed. I don't want them to see any, like, it could become a very challenging situation. So I'm curious to know if they actually saw that he was armed. Let's see what he has to say.
Leading up to this situation, the suspect decided to inject himself into a law enforcement action. What's not being said here is the fact that Border Patrol agents and law enforcement were conducting a targeted law enforcement effort against a violent, illegal alien that was nearby.
That has nothing to do with the question.
And that suspect injected himself into that law enforcement situation with a weapon. And what happened between when that situation first came about and the shooting, that's going to be investigated, and we're going to get to the facts of that.
Well, you said yesterday that this looks like a situation where the individual wanted to do maximum damage and massacre law enforcement.
And that's a lie. When Kristi Noem said that, it really disappointed me. And that I don't really like a lot of Trump's cabinet at this point because they're just fucking lying. And I don't like that. Do you think this dude really woke up and said, I'm going to go kill law enforcement? Absolutely fucking not. It's unfortunate what happened to him, but there's no fucking chance in hell you're going to convince me that he tried to go out and kill law enforcement. That's for the fucking birds. That's bullshit.
What evidence do you have that he wanted to massacre law enforcement?
Another thing too, I always carry an extra clip or an extra magazine. I have one loaded and then I have an extra magazine because you never know what kind of situation you're going to get into. It's not that I want to go out and do maximum damage. The point of carrying a firearm is to protect you and yours and maybe someone else. You have to consider the circumstances when you are in a third party, or if you're the third party and you try to save someone, you better make sure it's justified. Because what they teach you, as well when you get in your concealed is that could be an undercover officer that's going to try to stop. So you don't know what's happening. But obviously, if you see an old lady being, beaten to death in the middle of the street and you can't physically do, that if you put yourself in a situation, let's say like he has a machete or a bat or whatever the case is, and you feel like for a fact you have a reasonable, I can't get the word, I'm sorry. But that if you put yourself in that situation, it's going to be worse because now he's going to have two bodies instead of just one. You just be very careful when you're using your firearm, dude. Pull that shit out when you are going to absolutely need to pull that shit out. All right. I know things happen quick. I'm not trying to sound like a badass. I'm not even trying to sound like I know like everything. I don't know everything. But I know I've been in so many conflicts, bro. So many crazy situations where if you're not educated enough, you will wind up dead or in jail. You know, it's sad, but the another reason why I carry an extra magazine because you have these crazy people that just walk into stores and supermarkets, movie theaters, and they just start bucking off. And you want to make sure you have enough rounds to put the threat down. I'm not in the range every day. I wish I was. It's fucking expensive. But I'm not. I don't practice shooting every day, so the chances of me pulling out my firearm and putting the threat down, it's going to be a lot lower, so you're going to need a lot more bullets. And you want to make sure, when you're shooting at your target, you got to watch who's behind that target, who's in front of you, who's around you, where you located. There's so many things to think about when it comes to discharging your firearm. I'm not even trying to sound like an expert, but I learned a lot of my information from John Correa. I used to watch him every day. When I changed my YouTube channel, I forgot to subscribe to him. So I get his videos here and there, but it's important to always be prepared. Like you have to be prepared mentally. And if you are not physically able to take care of yourself, try to avoid the situation as much as possible because you don't want to just shoot someone because you can't take them. No, get yourself out of the situation. When you're backed in a corner and there's nowhere to go, but there's so many different situations, thousands of
Because all the
scenarios.
videos that we have, and I do want to, we just have a still shot up now, but I do, control room, want to play one of the other videos. Let's play video number 1 again. It doesn't look anything like he's trying to massacre law enforcement. In fact,
How the fuck can you even tell what his intentions are? You see what I'm saying? This is the stupid that comes out.
he was filming, and then it looked like he was trying to help another individual there who was pushed down by law enforcement, and then they went after him.
In fact, I believe that the fantastic training that our law enforcement partners have, the fact that they're
Fantastic training. Fantastic training. Yeah, your training to these law enforcement officers are so fantastic that he had his fucking hand on the trigger. That's great training, brother. He got demoted or something. Yeah, get the fuck out of there. Yeah, you don't know this dude's a fucking idiot. You may be a badass, but I'm calling you an idiot because you're fucking lying. Fantastic training.
highly trained prevented any specific shootings of law enforcement. So good job for our law enforcement in taking him down before he was able to do that. And again, Dana,
He was not going to pull his gun out and shoot you guys. You're full of shit. And I know you have to say this, to back up Look, it would be so much better off if you said it's an unfortunate situation. It was very confusing. Maybe he was going to shoot at us, maybe he wasn't, but the threat was there. That's a total different story. And when you're I've been arrested a lot of times, unfortunately. I never did hard time, never went to prison. I probably did the most 24 hours or some shit like that. I forget because paperwork got screwed up. But I've never resisted because I'm not stupid. All right. You can't resist law enforcement. It's fucking dangerous. That's like resisting a thug trying to mug you on the street. If you feel like you're getting kidnapped by law enforcement, you're gonna fight them? Are you fucking retarded? Like, seriously.
look at why he was there in the first place. Was he simply walking by and just happened to walk into a law enforcement situation and try to direct traffic and stand in the middle of the road and then assault, delay, and obstruct law enforcement? Or was he
wasn't
there for a
obstructing
reason?
anything.
Did he fall victim to that violent and heated rhetoric by America?
He wasn't obstructing anything.
Look, Dan,
When they start lying like this and they're not honest, and this is what makes judges infuriated. Again, I've dealt with judges too many fucking times in my life. Way too many times in my life, dude. Enough for a couple of lifetimes. All right? And when you start bullshitting like this, that infuriates them. Infuriates them because they're trying to get to the bottom line, but you keep bullshitting. Whether you're on the right or the left, whether you're a criminal or a law enforcement officer coming in trying to explain your case or articulate your case. This dude, goodbye. Good riddance, bro. Good riddance. Get the fuck off the force. If you're gonna sit here and live on national television to people that are we're not stupid, bro. I may be on the right side. Well, that sounded, no pun intended. But you're sitting there bullshitting, and now I know why Trump sent you away. Or his advisors or whoever. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
And they're trying to portray Border Patrol agents.
I don't even want to listen to any more of this fucking dude's, like, you lost me there, dude. Goodbye. All right, so I want to end it with some crazy fucking, sometimes I try to open the video as like some action and common sense things that went wrong or non-common sense and or end it. But dude, I want to show you this video I saw today. And then we'll go to the Philippines after. But this shit, I think I seen this before. I just don't remember where. But check this out, dude. Please don't do stupid things like this. When they give you a list of things not to throw in the trash can, please take it very seriously. Yo, that shit just made me jump. Dude, when they give you a list of things not to put in the trash can, please don't do it. Don't do it. And I know this video is random as fuck, but I just wanted to take your mind off of the bullshit for a second. It should have been comedy. There was a dog video of wild, tiny dogs that I should have played, but this shit was nuts. Like, bro. That is not right, bro. Like, look at they're just trying to do their job. You know, they're just like, man, another day. Can't wait to get home to wifey. Maybe get some, some bum bums. This dude's like, I can't wait to get on Call of Duty later. Like, and then, what the fuck? Insane. Yeah, holy shit. And the people who did that should be liable, 100%. Now it's on fire, right? Yeah. So I did see this a while ago. This is an old video. But you see, they're like being proactive. They're doing their best. They're like, yo, I just got my face merely blown off. Good job, guys. Good job. That's called focus, concentration. Good for you. And I'm sorry you had to deal with that. All right, last video. I have not seen this yet. I just queued it up. Put it in the QE poo. So this is shocking moment. Philippine mayor survives RPG attack in broad daylight, bro. So you want to talk about a protest? You want to talk about a riot? You want to talk about an insurgency? You don't see shit like this in the United States on a regular basis, and maybe not in the Philippines as well. But this is fucking nuts. Just the headline. I haven't even seen the video. We're watching this together. This is brand new for both of us. But holy fucking shit. What is about to happen? Bike buy? You about to do a bike buy? No, no bike buy. Oh shit. What the fuck did the mayor do to deserve Motherfuckers came out with a grenade launcher. Like it's fucking GTA. Yo, y'all watched way too... That looks like a scene from fucking GTA Live. Excuse me, GTA Online. Motherfuckers just hopped out and threw it. Holy shit. Is this another angle? It's another angle. Get this shit out of here. I want to see the angle. No. All right, and that's the end of the show. Wait, yo, we done here, cuz.